high-profile situations. One is, we'll start with Jodi Arias. What's the latest on that?
Okay, well, first of all, that case just like makes me want to vomit every time I hear it, and I listen to it constantly. I'm obsessed with it in my car. But we would have been on day 7 of testimony yesterday. 7 days of direct examination. Even the most salacious sex details get boring.
Now that, by the way, folks, the blonde and this is the same woman.
Same woman.
Yeah.
But like. It's really, I mean, I would have to cover your ears to tell you the things that I've heard in this testimony. And really, when you've heard, you know, anal sex, anal sex, anal sex, oral sex, oral sex, oral sex for so many days, the jury gets numb. But there's only 2 lines that are really important for this case from my perspective. And I hope the prosecution just asked very short questions on their cross-examination, which was, do you remember in 2008 having a jailhouse interview where you talked to the police and you asked about whether or not there was any abuse, and you said you'd like to pass on that question? So here she's claiming abuse and battered women syndrome, and she was, you know, it was a horrific relationship.
But it's odd to say I want to pass on that question, because that still leaves things unanswered.
Right, but if you were being abused, don't you think you would say, oh, I need to tell you about all of the abuse? And then in that same interview, she also says, you know, she had nothing to do with Travis Alexander's murder, and that she was very angry with the murders. Those are the only 2 important questions.
And now she acknowledges that she did the killing.
Right now it's self-defense.
Now self-defense. All right, from that to Oscar Pistorius in South Africa, as high a visibility person in that country as you could possibly be, short of Nelson Mandela. Apparently he's charged with shooting his girlfriend at least 4 times through a bathroom door. What do we make of this?
You know, right now all we can do is speculate based on the little pieces of the puzzle that we know that is based on public information. So we know publicly that he's had a 2009 domestic violence incident. We know that there's a picture he tweeted at some point with him with a gun. We know that the gun was recovered from the same gun that appears to be the murder weapon was found in his house. And we know that shooting was on Valentine's Day. So we can make up this great story of an intentional murder, and that could be, but he...
You can go the other way around, because as you know, South Africa, Pretoria, has the highest crime and violent incidents. People keep guns, people shoot people in that country, so he kept a gun. He was very public about keeping a gun. Although I saw an interesting statistic that young women die more often at the hands of their lovers than anything else in South Africa.
Well, and probably here too.
You think that holds here as well?
I think that holds here. I mean, the worst thing that he has going for him right now is his prior domestic violence. I don't want to speculate any more than I'm speculating, because we don't. There's a lot to come out.
Interesting quick sidebar to that. The question was, because of his blades that he wears,
right?
Could he keep them in jail because they could be weapons? And they ruled that he could.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I probably have to have extra eyes on him.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, Lisa Rinna is here.